always thought the first time I met the infamous Killian Voss would be on the news, not waking up bound to a chair in his mansion. But there I was, heart racing, breath unsteady, while the underground king traced a finger along my jaw and whispered, "Look at me, Evan. I didn't steal you by accident. I stole you because you're already mine." Chapter 1. The night everything changed. Rain tasted like fear that night. I was locking up the flower shop when headlights cut through the storm, blinding, too close, too fast. Before I could move, a hand clamped around my mouth. A cloth pressed over my nose. The world blurred. I woke up in a mansion. Not a house. A fortress. Gold pillars. Silk curtains. Armed guards everywhere. My wrists were bound to a chair in the center of a dimly lit room. And he stood in front of me. A man carved from ice and shadows. Tall. Cold. Raven black hair. Eyes the color of storms. Everyone in the city whispered his name like a curse. Killian Voss, the silent king of the underground. He didn't speak at first. He just watched me, like he was trying to memorize every breath. Finally, he said, "Evan Rivers, 23, florist, lives alone." My blood froze. "Why do you know that?" His jaw clenched. "Because you're going to marry me." I laughed, panicked, hysterical. "You're insane. Let me go." He stepped closer, and I felt the air tighten around us. "You don't understand," he murmured. "You were never meant to escape me." Chapter 2. The vows I never chose. The wedding happened the next morning. No guests. No flowers. No smile. Just Killian, dressed in black, sliding a ring onto my finger like he was claiming territory. When the officiant said, "You may kiss," Killian didn't touch me. He didn't even look at me. He just turned and said, "Take him to the East Wing. He stays locked inside unless I say otherwise." I was dragged through marble halls and thrown into a luxurious room, so beautiful it felt like a prison made for a prince. I pounded on the door. "Why me? Why this?" Killian's voice drifted through the wood, quiet, unreadable. "You'll know when you're ready." Chapter 3. The man who wouldn't touch me. Days passed. Killian visited every night. Never speaking more than necessary. Never touching me. Just sitting in the armchair, watching me like a man standing guard over something precious and dangerous all at once. It infuriated me. "Why did you marry me if you won't even come near me?" I snapped one evening. He closed his eyes, expression pained. "Because if I touch you, I won't stop." I swallowed hard. What does that even mean? He stood abruptly and left the room, as if staying would break him. Chapter 4. The Secret Wing of Memories. One morning, curiosity burned hotter than caution. When a guard fell asleep on duty, I slipped out and wandered the mansion. I found a locked wing with a plaque above the door. In memory of Alexander Vostestow, Killian's younger brother, dead for 7 years. I picked the lock with a pen. Inside were photographs, letters, and sketches. A room frozen in time. And in the center, a portrait of Killian holding a boy's shoulders, a boy who looked exactly like me. Same eyes, same smile, same dimples. My stomach dropped. Whoever that boy was, I wasn't a stranger to Killian. Not at all. Chapter 5. The Truth He Didn't Want to Tell. The door slammed behind me. Killian stood there, trembling, not with anger, but with fear. "You weren't supposed to see this," he whispered. "Who is he?" I demanded. Why do I look like him? Killian ran a hand through his hair, something he only did when he was unraveling. Alexander, he said softly. My brother, he died because of me. My breath caught. What does this have to do with me? He looked at me like I was the last oxygen in a burning world. Because you're not just his look-alike, he said. You're the boy he saved. My heart slammed. What? When you were 16, you were kidnapped by traffickers. Alexander found you, hid you, protected you. I came too late. He died helping you escape. The room spun. Killian's voice broke. You forgot everything. Trauma erased your memories, but I never forgot you. He stepped closer, slowly, like approaching a frightened deer. I watched over you for years, from a distance, making sure you were safe. But when the people who killed my brother started hunting you again, his voice hardened. I had no choice. I had to take you. I had to protect you myself. My knees weakened. And the marriage? I whispered. His eyes softened with something painful. It's the only way I could keep you legally, permanently, and out of their reach. Silence cracked between us. I didn't kidnap you to own you, Evan, he said. I did it because I lost my brother. I can't lose you too. My chest tightened. But you barely know me. He shook his head. I knew you long before you knew me. Chapter 6. The touch that changed everything. Killian reached out, slowly. When his fingers brushed my jaw, my pulse stuttered. I've wanted to touch you for years, he breathed. But you deserve a choice. I didn't have a choice when you married me, I murmured. You have one now, he said. His thumb stroked my cheek, tentative, reverent. Tell me to stop, and I swear I will. I didn't. I leaned into him. Killian inhaled sharply, like God himself had just answered a prayer. He cupped my face and kissed me. Slowly, gently, desperately, like he'd been starving for this, like I was something holy. My knees buckled, and he caught me, holding me against his chest. When we finally pulled apart, I whispered, You should have told me the truth. He rested his forehead against mine. I was afraid you'd hate me. I think, I murmured, I'm more afraid of liking you. Killian smiled, small, raw, real. Then we're both in danger. Chapter 7. The night we finally stopped running. The silence between us hummed with electricity. Torn shreds of divorce papers lay scattered across the table like fallen feathers, but Killian wasn't looking at them. He wasn't even breathing. Not really. He was looking at me. Like I had just rewritten his entire universe. Evan, he whispered, voice breaking open in a way I had never heard. You're sure? I nodded. He took one slow step toward me. Then another. His movements were measured, controlled, like he was approaching something fragile, something he didn't quite believe was real. When he reached me, he raised a hand and hovered it beside my cheek without touching. Can I? He asked softly. I leaned into his palm. Please. The breath he released nearly collapsed him. His thumb brushed my cheek, reverent, trembling just slightly. Killian Voss, the silent king, the man who never bowed to anyone, was shaking because of me. He lowered his forehead to mine. I never thought, he murmured, that you'd choose me when you were finally free. I'm not choosing the man who kidnapped me, I whispered. I'm choosing the man who loved me before I even knew his name. He closed his eyes, jaw tightening as if the emotion physically hurt him. When he opened them again, the control he always wore like armor had cracked. "Evan," he said, voice low and rough, "I need you to tell me to stop if this becomes too much." I slid my fingers into the front of his shirt. "Then don't make me ask twice." His breath hitched, and then he kissed me. Not like before, not slow or hesitant or careful. This was different. This was a dam breaking. Months of tension flooding through him at once. His hand slid to my jaw, angling my mouth to deepen the kiss, while his other arm curled around my lower back, pulling me flush against his chest. Heat blossomed under my skin, spreading fast. Killian kissed, like a man discovering warmth for the first time. Like he'd been starving for this, and was terrified I'd disappear if he tasted too much. "Evan," he breathed against my lips, "tell me you want this." "I want this," I whispered. "I want you." He exhaled shakily, the sound almost a groan. His lips traced a path from my mouth to my jaw, then to the soft place under my ear. My breath stuttered. His fingers slid into my hair, tilting my head slightly as he pressed slow, heated kisses along my throat. Each one a question, each one giving me the chance to pull away. I didn't. If anything, I melted closer. His voice ghosted against my skin. "You have no idea what you're doing to me." I smiled breathlessly. "I think I do." He huffed a soft, disbelieving laugh, half ruined, half worshipful. Then he gathered me into his arms and lifted me effortlessly. "Killian, I'm not letting you walk anywhere tonight," he murmured, kissing my temple. "Not after choosing me." My arms wrapped around his shoulders as he carried me down the hallway, his grip steady, warm, protective. Every step he took felt like a promise. He set me down, gently, in our shared bedroom, our bedroom now, and touched my face like he needed confirmation I was real. No hunger this time. Just awe. "You sure?" he whispered again. "Stop asking," I said softly, sliding my fingers along his jaw. "And kiss me." He did. This time the kiss was slow, deep, unhurried. Like he wanted to memorize every breath, every sigh, every part of me that leaned into him. His hands rested at my waist, steady and warm, but he didn't take more than I offered. He just held me there, against him, with him, choosing him, as the room spun in soft gold around us. He kissed me until the world disappeared. He kissed me until there was only us. He kissed me like I was something sacred. And maybe, in his eyes, I was. When he finally pulled back, his forehead rested against mine again, both of us breathing hard. "Evan," he whispered, "if you stay here tonight, I won't let you go again." I wrapped my arms around his neck, pulling him closer. "I'm not going anywhere." Killian exhaled a shuddering breath, and for the first time since I met him, all the cold steel in him melted. He held me through the night, not as a captor, not as a protector, but as the man I had finally chosen. Epilogue, a choice made freely. Weeks later, when the enemies hunting me were taken down and the world finally quieted, Killian brought me to the courthouse again. He placed divorce papers in front of me. "You're free," he said gently. "If you want to annul the marriage, I won't stop you." I looked at him, really looked at him. The man who stole me. The man who protected me. The man who loved me long before I ever knew his name. I tore up the papers. Killian's breath hitched. "Evan, I want to stay," I whispered. This time, by choice. He pulled me into his arms, holding me like I was the one thing in the world he couldn't lose. And maybe I was.